As the universe began, 6 singularities were contained into powerful stones called Infinity Stones by the cosmic entities. The Space Stone was then contained in a cube known as the Tesseract, where it would be used by several civilizations until eventually falling into the hands of Asgard during Odin's rule. Odin decided that it shouldn't be kept on Asgard, so he put it on Earth for safekeeping. It remained in a church in Tønsberg, Norway, protected by the keeper of the church, until 1942, when a Nazi and Hydra officer known as Red Skull wanted to use it to make weapons. The church keeper failed to protect it from Red Skull, despite a warning from a young boy named Jan. Red Skull took it back to Hydra headquarters for his head soldier, Arnim Zola, to experiment on. He made batteries and weapons that harnessed the Tesseract's power, and Red Skull felt confident enough to turn his back on the Nazis. Steve Rogers, coming to be known as Captain America, then attacked the Hydra base and started forcing Red Skull and Zola to move the Tesseract from place to place as Cap and the Howling Commandos kept attacking them. Cap brought weapons back to the Allied camps, and Howard Stark began studying it and found the framework for a new element. Despite this, Red Skull finished building his plane and several bombs, preparing himself to nuke several major Allied cities. This led to a fight with Cap when Red Skull touched the Tesseract, causing him to get sent to Vormir in order to protect the Soul Stone. The Tesseract melted through the floor and sank to the bottom of the ocean, where Howard Stark would discover it a short time later. While Stark continued to study the Tesseract, a group of former Hydra scientists used the Tesseract's energy to create a weapon for the Peruvian government to use against the rebels in Peru. The weapon got lost because of its unstable energy and stuck in an undiscovered Incan temple. Stark and S.H.I.E.L.D. eventually agreed to have the Tesseract moved into Camp Lehigh, where it would remain for some time, until he relinquished it to Project Pegasus, which was meant to study its power. In the 1980s, a Kree scientist known as Mar-Vell, using the pseudonym Wendy Lawson, defected in the Kree-Skrull War and joined Project Pegasus in order to attempt to use the Tesseract's energy to find the Skrulls a safe place to live. She successfully created a light-speed engine, so she hid the Tesseract and Skrulls in orbit. Mar-Vell had Carol Danvers and Maria Rambeau test the engines she made based on the Tesseract's energy, but the Kree attacked the test, killing Mar-Vell. Danvers shot the energy core to destroy it and absorbed the Tesseract energy, giving her immense powers. A Kree named Yon-Rogg erased her memory and turned her into a Kree soldier. Danvers eventually remembered her past as she, Nick Fury, and a Flerken named Goose took the Tesseract from the Kree. They initially hid it in a Happy Days lunchbox, but that didn't work, so Goose swallowed it to protect it and coughed it up like a hairball a few days later. The Tesseract was returned to S.H.I.E.L.D. custody, and the World Security Council ordered S.H.I.E.L.D. to continue Project Pegasus so that it may continue to be used for further alien threats. When Thor came to Earth and stopped the destroyer armor from destroying Puente Antiguo, New Mexico, humanity realized that they were not alone in the universe, causing the World Security Council to increase funding on Project Pegasus and the Avengers Initiative, and Fury asked Dr. Eric Selvig to join Pegasus. The Tesseract was moved to the Joint Dark Energy Mission Facility in 2011, where Clint Barton was charged with protecting it. In 2012, Loki used the Tesseract to destroy the facility and Project Pegasus along with it. He stole it, prompting S.H.I.E.L.D. to activate the Avengers Initiative. He used a mind control to Selvig and Barton to continue studying the Tesseract, and Selvig said that he needed iridium to stabilize it, so Loki had Barton steal it. Selvig used the Tesseract to open a portal to Earth large enough for an alien race known as the Chitauri to come to Earth and attack Manhattan. This led to a battle between S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers, with help from the Ancient One, and Loki and the Chitauri. After the Battle of New York, Thor and Secretary of the World Security Council Alexander Pierce debated over who should get custody over Loki and the Tesseract, resulting in Thor taking both of them to Asgard. When Vanaheim got attacked by Marauders, Thor gave Heimdall the Tesseract in order to fix the Bifrost so that the Asgardians can defend the Nine Realms. It then got locked in Odin's vault. In 2013, S.H.I.E.L.D. discovered the weapon that was based on Tesseract's power in Peru and asked Coulson's team to confirm that it was an 084, an object of unknown origin. S.H.I.E.L.D. took it into custody, leading to a fight between Coulson's team and Peruvian military officials, and pretended to launch the 084 into the sun using the slingshot, but actually put it in a secret facility known as the Fridge. In 2014, however, after the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D., Hydra agents John Garrett and Grant Ward raided the Fridge, freeing several prisoners and weapons, including the Peruvian 084. Coulson's S.H.I.E.L.D. team later retrieved it and returned it to their custody. However, in 2016, it was stolen by Victor Ramon, a member of the terrorist hate group known as the Watchdogs. Ramon tried to sell it to his watchdog friends, claiming it can kill Inhumans. Inhuman S.H.I.E.L.D. agents Elena Yo-Yo Rodriguez and Daisy Johnson went rogue and showed up to stop the sale. Yo-Yo tricked one of the watchdogs into accidentally killing Ramon with the 084. S.H.I.E.L.D. then came and took the 084 back, returning it to their custody. When Hela, Odin's daughter, attacked Asgard in 2017, trying to rule it and the Nine Realms as a tyrant, Thor and Loki realized that the only way to save the Asgardian people was to start Ragnarok and destroy Asgard. While Loki went to place Surtur's crown on the Eternal Flame and commence the destruction of Asgard, he stole the Tesseract and fled Asgard with the rest of its population. Thanos tracked down the Earthbound Asgardians and attacked their ship, the Statesman, in 2018. He killed half of the Asgardian population, allowing the other half to leave, and tortured Thor so that Loki would give him the Tesseract. Thanos broke the cube and placed the Space Stone in his Infinity Gauntlet, and killed Loki when he tried to stop him. He took it around with him on his other exploits to get the Infinity Stones, and used it along with the other 5 to kill half of the universe's population. He retreated to planet 0259S, also known as the Garden. He later used the power of the stones to destroy the stones, marking the end of the Power Stone. During the Tesseract's time in Camp Lehigh, Captain America and Tony Stark arrived and stole the Tesseract to use to reverse Thanos' snap in their own timeline. They took it to 2023, where Bruce Banner used the Space Stone and the other Infinity Stones to reverse Thanos' snap. After the Battle of Earth, Cap left with the Space Stone and returned it to the exact moment he and Stark had previously left with it. Future Scott Lang and Tony Stark gave 2012 Stark a heart attack in order to steal the Tesseract for their own timeline, but then an angry 2012 Hulk knocked 2023 Tony out, causing 2012 Loki to be able to disappear with the Tesseract.